Good morning. Welcome to Keep This in Mind, brought to you by SpectHealth.com. I'm David Specht, and look at me in the. Tell you, this shirt makes me feel like I'm on Star Trek, like I'm one of the red coats or something, or don't ever. If you're wearing red, your future's not really great, right? That's what the show used to teach us. Anyway, I like starting with a question each time we get together, and I want to ask you this question: have you ever dropped a pebble in a calm body of water and watched the ripple effect just expand, expand, expand? A pebble just this small could literally go out multiple ripples and go out for a long distance. And to me, the actions in our lives, the things that we decide to do, often have the same type of effect. Things that we don't even imagine at the time would affect things maybe days, months, years after we made that decision or taken that action. And so I want to share with you just a little bit to kind of illustrate why it is so important to be proactive and to really understand that the actions we take or the things that we do have far-reaching effects. Good morning, Bill. So, let me tell you a little story. Back in September of this year, I attended an event called the Unstoppable Mastermind. Okay? Now, if you know me at all, you know that the idea of going to an event by myself with, not knowing anybody in the room is kind of a kick fear in the face moment for me, because I will fight the resistance, the anxiety of the unknown. It's just the way I'm wired. But on this particular day, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go to this event. My wife Tina was back at the house. She was supposed to go but didn't, but I went ahead and went because there was the bar of resistance was pretty low. It was close to the house. It was only for a few hours, etc. And so I go to this event put on by Megan Farrell, and I hear these speakers, and I'm sitting in a relatively small room. There's maybe 40 of us there, and I get to talk a little bit to the people around me. And the speakers were very good. I was surprised. I said, "Man, these people have some great content." And what has taken place since that day has been nothing short of amazing. I met Omar Madrano, who you have seen on here. I met Megan. We interviewed together a few weeks back, 615 VIP. Go back to the old video. She's an amazing person. Cicely Simpson, who I talked about yesterday, was at this event. Jana Truman, Josh Rosales, my friend Ashley Gaylor. I mean, all of these people were not even in my life prior to this event. And since then, we just connected, and I met Cicely at another event, and all of a sudden we had a connection and started talking, and now we're good friends. Omar's my coach. He's helping me do what you're seeing today and helping me hold me accountable to the goals and dreams that I have, and he's helping me to see the world in a different light and think, what if it did work? So these all are ripple effects of Megan making the decision that she was going to host a mastermind event. Now, I don't know the resistance that there was to that event. I'm sure she had to kick her own fear in the face. I think we even talked a little bit about it during our interview together. But if she had not made the decision to host that event, if she had not invited the speakers, if she had not invited people to attend, if she had gotten afraid that nobody would show up and she canceled, you know what? None of the things that I just talked about would have ever taken place. I wouldn't have a coach. I wouldn't have her. I wouldn't have these friends now, this circle that is making me a better me, all as a result of her doing that. Oh, and by the way, subsequent to that, my wife joined a Zoom mastermind group. I think it was what it's called. I don't know. It was Unstoppable Women. And one night she was on a Zoom, and there was this fellow by the name of Greg Piss who really talks about framing your mind and overcoming trauma and using these things, and he's into manifesting. So it was a very interesting conversation that I overheard in my passing of the room, and so I decided to follow him on Facebook. And as things would have it, he and I ran into each other a couple of weeks ago at another event. Good morning, Shannon. Good to see you. And as a result of running into him at that event, he and I have now connected, and now I am going to be part of some of what he's working on. So, I mean, again, it all started with Megan's decision to have the mastermind event. And you never know what events in your life will have far-reaching ramifications. Let's bring it a little bit more personal to myself. In 2018, when I decided that I'd had enough, that I was going to hold my wife accountable to a health journey, and that I embarked on a new lifestyle that I didn't even know that it was a lifestyle. I was embarking on a diet. Never would have I imagined the impact, the ripple effect that decision would have had on so many other lives. Personally, it's affected the lives and relationships within my family and my circle. It's affected the lives of other people because we decided to pay it forward and enter the world of health coaching and really are trying to help others achieve their best versions of themselves. And so as I look at all that, it all came back to a single decision, a very small decision at the time that began to ripple out and ripple out and ripple out and ripple out. So I want to encourage you today. Think about the things that you do or don't do. Think about what possible ripple effect there can be, because there will be a ripple effect to inaction is equal to the ripple effect of taking action. So when you're weighing the pros and cons of a decision, you might want to look at the ripple effect. What lives will be impacted? How can this serve mankind? How can this serve my family? How can this serve me or make me a better person in order to serve mankind? You see, it's not just a one level of ripple. It is so many different things. You know, this morning I woke up at 6:30 because that's what we've set the alarm. We've made it intentional purpose to get up at 6:30. And I'm laying there in bed going, I don't feel like doing this today. I don't feel like getting up. I need to get some more sleep. I need to set myself up better. I'm making all these excuses in my head. And finally, I just flung my legs off the bed and said, you know what? I'm getting up. And then as I got on Facebook and I saw Megan post about the Unstoppable event that she had hosted. And I thought about the ripple effect. And I decided today was the day I would talk about the ripple effect. Now, that decision, those of you who are watching either live or on the recording on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn, you are now being affected by that decision. And you may have taken my decision and decide to pay it forward in some way and help somebody else. Or maybe you're inspired to say, you know what, I'm going to be more intentional with my actions. All of a sudden, the decision to throw my legs over the side of the bed and get up is producing a ripple effect throughout today. I think it's pretty incredible, and I hope that you do too. I believe that so many times we miss the opportunity to really leave a legacy by not taking the action that we know we're supposed to take. So I just want to leave you with this morning before we close. You were created on purpose for a purpose. And that creation is not just for you and the tight circle that you're currently in, but your purpose is to affect so many more. And it may be something that is clearly visible, like the ripple effect from Megan's mastermind, or it might be kind of invisible, that somebody just received some encouragement or some inspiration through watching your actions. Something that you never had to say out of your mouth, something that you never had to really demonstrate, but they were affected. I call it lifestyle evangelism. You're leading somebody and you're inspiring somebody by the way you live your life. I'm just encouraging you today as we talk about keeping things in mind. Actions have ripple effects. Let's be sure that we are intentional with each and every action we take. God bless.